Whoa. Welcome back to Music Teacher Reacts, where it is indeed true that I do hold a folder with all of your spacebar related comments. However, this is something I'm very transparent about, as you can see, but these are not the comments that I was alluding to in my last NF video. So this won't remain a mystery for too long, but what are these comments asking or telling me? They're all pretty much the same. That being said, as you can tell, I'm looking at every single comment that comes through. There is not one that I usually miss. Sorry if I don't respond, but I do see them no matter how short or long they are. Thank you so much for all the support. Thank you for all the comments. We're up to Paralyzed. Pressing play now. I haven't read the lyrics, but I do have them in front of me if I need.
Become so numb. When did I lose myself? All the words that leave my tongue feel like they came from someone else. I'm paralyzed.
I've stopped it there because I just want to digest that introduction, and my assumption going forward is that this is the chorus, or at least maybe similar to the chorus. Loving the piano accompaniment. It's very just chordal, so it's playing almost block chords. There is a little bit of movement happening, but again, his singing is really lovely. But what really threw me at the end, which was when he said, "I'm paralyzed," it was this doubling at the octave, so you had at least two voices, and it was probably him as a second voice anyway, doubling, and it really brings texture, and it shows a greater importance on that lyric than not having that doubling there. And it wasn't harmony per se, it was just the same note but an octave lower. Loving this already.
Feel like they came from someone else. I'm paralyzed. Where are my feelings? I no longer feel things I know I should. I'm paralyzed. Where is the real me? I'm lost and it kills me inside.
That is really interesting. I did not expect it, because that, to me now, the thing is with his music is I'm not sure. There are so many times that I heard these kinds of introductions where you have this beautiful vocal melody, and I didn't know what the chorus would have been here. I just assumed it was that introduction, but I feel like it's that section that we just heard, and it was doubled the whole time. And I said that there was one an octave lower, but I think it's actually three voices, which is gorgeous, and it makes for such a gorgeous chorus. And again, emphasizing those words. I thought it was just going to be on the I'm paralyzed, but it's actually throughout that whole section.
Inside, I'm paralyzed. When did I become so cold? When did I become ashamed?
His singing is insane. I didn't know, because the first time I really heard him sing was All I Have, and that to me did not showcase his vocal ability, but this does, and it just keeps getting better and better. So I was wrong because the introduction was pretty much the verse, and we can hear that build, whereas at the beginning you just had that introduction with that beautiful piano accompaniment, and now you have a much more heavy beat and a bass coming in. Once again, building in texture, maintaining interest. This is really lovely. It really is. I didn't know what to expect here because I don't know whether he'll be rapping. I assume he will, but I can't just assume because it just takes me by surprise every time. I want to hear from the beginning of that verse.
When did I become ashamed?
So nice. So nice.
Oh, where's the person that I know? They must have left. They must have left with all my faith. I'm paralyzed.
Whoa. It's subtle. It's so subtle that it's actually bringing in, he's got a vocal harmony here for the first time. And for me, I almost felt goosebumps there, and I'm not sure if you did when you first listened to it. And if you did, and if you felt some kind of affinity to that section where it was building back up to that chorus, and I'm going to take it back. My reasoning is that subtle introduction of this vocal harmony, which was just placed really, really well here. And I stopped it at the worst part, and so I'm going to take it back again. Seriously, this is a beautiful song.
Where's the person that I know?
It's that vocal harmony.
They must have left. They must have left with all my faith. I'm paralyzed. Where are my feelings? I no longer feel things. I know I should. I'm paralyzed. Where is the real me? I'm lost and it kills me inside. I'm paralyzed. I'm paralyzed. I'm scared to live,
Yes.
but I'm scared to die. And if life is pain, and I buried mine a long time ago, but it's still alive. And it's taking over me. Where am I? I wanna feel something. I'm numb inside, but I don't feel nothing. I wonder why. I'm in the race of life, and time passed by. Look, I sit back and I watch it. Hands in my pockets. Wake 'em crashing over me, but I just watch 'em. I just watch 'em. I'm underwater, but I feel like I'm on top of it. I'm at the bottom, but I don't know what the problem is. I'm in a box, but I'm the one that locked me in. Suffocating and I'm running out of oxygen.
Look. Why did that word look get me? Again, because it was pronounced in a different way. It was done with such force to draw your attention to it. I'm just going to see the lyrics to that section so that I can understand what's really happening. What I love about this, and I've said it so many times, I've been introduced to somebody or an artist which I would not have known existed unless I have started this channel and gotten it recommended to me. And I have the utmost respect for rappers, and I had the utmost respect for NF and anybody in his craft who has worked super, super hard, because what I'm listening for at the moment as well is obviously the lyrics are deep, but his flow, the rate of change in his rhythms are really, really fascinating, especially within that verse. You had such a big change on, was it waves come crashing over, but I just watch them. I'm going to take it back because I really want to listen to that rhythmic change.
Buried mine a long time ago, but it's still alive. And it's taking over me. Where am I? I wanna feel something. I'm numb inside, but I don't feel nothing. I wonder why. I'm in the race of life, and time passed by. Look, I sit back and I watch it. Hands in my pockets. Wake 'em crashing over me, but I just watch 'em. I just watch 'em. I'm underwater, but I feel like I'm on top of it. I'm at the bottom, but I don't know what the problem is. I'm in a box, but I'm the one that locked me in. Suffocating and I'm running out of oxygen.
I'm underwater, but I feel like I'm on top of it. I'm at the bottom and I don't know what the problem is. Those are the lyrics. And I know those who are very familiar with rap, this is just something that you're used to. But his flow there, the way that he's used much quicker rhythms signify, of course, that we're moving towards the end of a section, but at the same time, using that metaphor of being underwater. So it is this kind of change in lyrical content to an extent. So the way that I see it, that's reflected in the rhythm that he's using, and it is showing that drawing to the end of a section back to the chorus. One last thing as well, I did notice that there's a very faint voice, ooh, at the top over him, which I assume is him as well layered on, which is just this sustained beautiful note in the chorus, which is again another extra layer, and it's not moving much. It's actually staying at a very similar pitch, possibly synonymous with being paralyzed.
But I don't know what the problem is. I'm in a box, but I'm the one that locked me in. I'm suffocating and I'm running out of oxygen. Where are my feelings? I no longer feel things. I know I should. I'm paralyzed. Where is the real me? I'm lost and it kills me inside. I'm just so paralyzed. Yeah, I'm just so paralyzed. I have no feelings. How come I'm not moving? Why you're not moving? Where is the real? Where is the real me? Where is the real me? I'm paralyzed. I'm paralyzed. I'm paralyzed.
This, I didn't know what to expect. I feel like I know that he does grow through the albums, but I just see this huge musical growth throughout the first album in general. It's just that it's not every song is just rap. It's every single song is different. I heard Turn the Music Up, and that was a bop, but it was great. I know how many people say that this artist is underrated, and he certainly is, because when I hear rapper, I hear every song is of the rap or hip hop genre. I can tell you now that yes, you can have rap within a song and it not be hip hop, obviously. He is branching out into different genres. He's not just one. And I can't put my finger quite on what it is, but the use of electronic instruments, the use of effects are excellent, and they create interest and maintain interest. Just something so simple with this, that you have this amazing chorus where he says, I'm paralyzed, in that rhythm with that descending melody. And it doesn't change, yet the instrumentation does. Let's compare the first time we hear it.
Someone else. I'm paralyzed. Where are my feelings?
What I love about that is we hear this beautiful melody. The melody is really limited in pitch range, so that means that he's not singing many notes. He's not singing many different notes, and that makes it easy for us to remember. It makes it easy for us to be able to sing back and understand it. If it had way too many notes, it's moving around too much, and we won't be able to remember it. But it's a very easy melody to remember. So it recurs a second time. Nothing changes the second time, and that's great. Because once again, it's if you're making too much of a change too quickly, then you're overwhelming your listeners. So what better way than to play it once, have your beautifully sung verse with a harmonic build-up where he's added harmony, and it's amazing. And you have that harmony build up back to that same chorus that you had at the beginning, done exactly the same way, the same percussion, the same effects, that ooh up above that sustained note that I was talking about before in the vocals, and this melody that we can all relate to, that we've heard. Oh, yep, that's the melody. That's the one we heard before. That's important. So it happens a third time, and the melody is the same, but now we can add more. now you can do something with it because you've gripped the listeners. The listeners know what's coming up. The listeners can sing. The listeners understand the lyrics, the melody themselves, this limited note range. So crank up the volume, add more bass, add more snare, add more harmony. I don't believe there is one person who would listen to that song and not come out remembering those lyrics, at least that I'm paralyzed and the melody surrounding it. Not one person. As I said, I'm going to do some kind of wrap up of the album as a video, and possibly as my next one. I'm not sure. I may release another NF Reactionalysis during the week because there are a couple more on the album, and I will talk a little bit more about this song. I don't have too many words to describe this song. This stuck out to me as really different to all his other stuff, but as I said, all his stuff is different anyway. So if he's changed and if he's developed so much within one album, I've got another 3 left. Or is it 4? I hope it's 4. I don't know what's going to happen. But thank you for watching. Please join the conversation below, comment. I see every single one. Hopefully I'll get to getting another NF done before my wrap up of the album. Until next time.